On the way home from church today, went to high mass with the family. Thank you, Father Augustine. Found out the big news. Joe Biden, he's Audi 530. We all knew that was going to happen. He was A, unfit for office, senile. B, he got crushed and exposed in the debate with Trump. And, well, we could see, these are starting to add up now. C, his polling is horrible. If you looked at him on Real Clear Polling, maybe if we have time today, we'll look at some of the polls. You know, he was losing at 1.1 or 2% in key states. In the last couple of weeks, you see those swing states that are needed for the Electoral College win going from 3 points, 5 points, sometimes 6-point leads for Trump. There was no way that Biden was going to win this. And then, of course, we have the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And when there's the assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan in the 80s, I mean, he just won in a landslide. There's a public perception, there's a public emotion tied to that. So they scrambled. Biden said, who knows? Biden might not even know he's out of the race. Somebody wrote out a tweet, made a public statement, Biden is out. And what's interesting is when it first came out, I was like, well, is he going to endorse Kamala? And he has endorsed Kamala. And the reason he's endorsed Kamala, and there's a whole war going on in the Democratic Party right now, but the reason he's endorsed Kamala is there is $200 million tied up, donors giving money to Joe Biden's campaign, and they can't use that money if it's another candidate. I've heard within the last 15 minutes, they have officially changed the name of that PAC with the money in it from Joe Biden to Kamala. I guess because she's a VP, that can be done. So the money is there. That's a lot of money. $200 million is what I've heard 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 is Trump versus Biden, Trump Harris. If you think the Biden numbers look bad, like in a Michigan or in some of these states, right? A Georgia, where Trump has the lead 3-4%. When you put Kamala versus Trump, it's like 6-7%. It doesn't look good. I suspect that they're going to dump somehow Kamala. Before we look at that, though, I want to look at a few tweets. And this is Alex Soros, all right, the son of George Soros. He blasted this out straight away. He says, it's time for us all to unite around Kamala Harris and beat Donald Trump. She is the best and most qualified candidate we have. Long live the American dream, quote, end quote, Harris 2024. George Soros, he bankrolls the liberal agenda in America. He's one of them. There's many of them, but he's one of them. Here's his heir, Alex. He says that she is the best and most qualified candidate. To quote Biden, that's malarkey. That doesn't make any sense. And here's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going, because remember, they believe in DEI. They cannot pass up a woman of color. Think about that. Think if they kicked her to the curb and put in Gavin Newsom, who maybe could beat Trump. The alarms of DEI would go off. They'd be in big trouble. Here's a tweet that I wrote. I said, there's likely right now a donor on this earth saying to Kamala, or about to say to Kamala before the convention, Democratic convention, they're going to say, quote, announce that you don't want to run for president and go away. And $1 billion in Bitcoin will be sent to your wallet. You see, they can't. They're going to have to offer her a lot of money. They're going to have to offer her a sweet deal where she says, hey, you know, I've got family situation. I've got fatigue. I don't want it. Something has to be prepared where she walks away. And this all has to be done quickly before the next Democratic convention in August. And then they can bring in a contender. They can bring in maybe a Michelle Obama, a Gavin Newsom. I don't know, though. I think Gavin Newsom knows or thinks he can win it in 4 years, and he wants to come in clean. He doesn't want to come into this complicated situation with Biden dropping out, Trump doing well in the polls already, having won a debate already, assassination attempt. Gavin Newsom may think, I'm going to wait 4 years. Trump can't run again, and then I'll have a clean slate, and I'll jump in and I'll win. So he may not want it. Then who do you bring in? But if they want to win, the problem for them is Kamala polls worse. And when you read all these editorials, this is the war going on in the Democratic Party against Kamala Harris. The war is they want Biden out because they know they can't win. Okay, he's out. Now he's endorsed Kamala. That's even worse for them. They can't win. And remember, the Democrats are thinking not just we need President Biden or a President Harris or a President Obama or President Newsom. They want to win all those offices down ticket. They want a straight blue ticket for these voters. If these voters, black women, they feel like. Now, I hate to pat myself on the back here, but 4 years ago, actually 5 years ago is the first time I called it. I said that the plan all along was for Biden to pass the torch to Kamala. Here is 4 years ago. Check this out.
And Joe Biden, the devout Catholic, chose her to be his VP and ultimately to be his heir. When he resigns the presidency for whatever reason, he'll be the great Abraham Lincoln, the old white male, the urine man, old confused white yark from my Cypress Key, United States, a black, and every pictures and there's applause. Biden is president ever. He's a social emancipator. Not only did he serve at the right hand of the first black president, Barack Obama, but he is the one who brought in the female president. Biden will reach within the left, within liberals.
So that's 4 years ago. And I started saying that in 2019. That's 2020. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. I think they've known all along Biden is a safe bet because he's the right-hand man to Barack Obama. So it's a shoe, and we kind of just get a third term of our Barack Obama. But by setting up a woman of color right there waiting for this senile man to run out of batteries, we can then push her in. What they didn't know, and what I didn't know back in 2020 when that clip was made, and by the way, thank you to Daniel, my editor, who has an amazing memory and terabytes of footage, and he can remember what I said years ago, find the footage and prepare it. So Daniel, props. Thank you very much. Very talented. What I didn't know back then is how disagreeable and how unpopular Kamala Harris would be. She's horrible, and she can't win. I don't know if they knew that at the time. I've also heard that Joe Biden's wife, can't stand Kamala Harris. There are people in the Democratic Party that can't stand her, and they know that for them to win their senatorial races, their governor races, their congressional seats, they need a strong blue Democrat ticket. And if they can't get that ticket, they might lose their spot. They might lose their election. And so they're freaking out right now. They're going to fight. They're going to get donors to try to get Kamala to voluntarily go away. But will she? That's a problem. I thought this was a great tweet here. I don't know who Aaron McIntyre is, but he said, I would like to believe that this is the moment Joe gave up when Hulk Hogan ripped off his shirt with his Trump Vance t-shirt on there. Epic. Matt Walsh makes this good point this morning. He says, a poetic way to end this year of reckoning with the madness of DEI. It concludes with the DEI vice president likely becoming the nominee despite not receiving a single vote. Very fitting for the first black female president nominee was handed the job and didn't earn it. In other words, Matt Walsh is saying here, this is a diversity hire. Nobody elected her to be the nominee. It's just trickery that has placed her there. And it's going to come back and bite him. It's not a good ticket. Donald Trump, can you imagine Kamala Harris debating Donald Trump? I'm tuning in for that. I want to watch that because Donald versus Hillary was epic. And by the way, Alex Jones, let me see if I have his tweet here. Alex Jones came out last night and he said this. Deep State will try to replace Kamala Harris with Hillary Clinton. He said last night the plan is to put Hillary up against Trump. I find that suspicious because Hillary can't beat Trump. I really believe that they cheated and Trump still beat her. He had that much momentum, that much force. His platform, personally, his original platform in 2016 was amazing. It was exciting. It had a lot of energy. His platform people like on Catholics for Trump. He didn't have USCCB people. He had people like me, Abby Johnson, Jesse Romero. We were on Catholic for Trump. Rah, 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 go, go, go. We won the majority of the Catholic vote, but Trump didn't get into the Oval Office. So I think this time around, he's thinking, well, let's go more of the J.D. Vance style conservative. I think that's where we're at. But there's no way, even with the toned down, more neocon version of Donald Trump, there's no way that Hillary comes in, who hasn't been visible at all, and comes in and wins it. And I think the Democrats are kind of done with Hillary. I don't think they see her as a winner. So I don't know where Alex Jones is getting this. It's certainly sensational news. Alex Jones sometimes gets it right, sometimes gets it wrong. I'm going to say Alex Jones this time gets it wrong, and I'd be happy to eat crow. But I just don't see a Hillary being able to come in it to win it when it comes to this. In the comments or in the live chat, who has the better chance of beating Donald Trump, Hillary or Kamala Harris? The only person I think that could actually beat Trump because he would get liberal white women who want abortions would be Gavin Newsom. There's a for a dignified, one attractive, who's sort of their idealized sugar daddy husband who sends them benefits through the mail and makes sure that they can have abortion and contraception. That's how sad things are. And I 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 but I want to hear your. Am I right? Am I wrong? I'll take super chats. We'll go to the live segment now. We'll do questions and comments. I want to hear from y'all. Here are the things that we're going to discuss today in the live chat and in your comments below. Do they keep Kamala? Yes or no? Or do they somehow they can't get rid of her and just say, we're not. Trump. I don't. And then third, another option here that I haven't talked today that I'll throw out here is, it may be that because of the horrible ratings for Biden, the horrible ratings and polls for Kamala, the polls that record polls saying the nation is moving in the wrong direction. The rebirth and popularity of Donald Trump, the assassination attempt, all of these things, the Democrats at the top, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Soros, right? The power brokers, the bankers, the globalists, Zionists, they may say, you know what? It's fourth down. I don't think we get this first down. It's too far for a touchdown, for a field goal. I think we just got to punt here. We're going to lose this election. Let's use Kamala Harris as our sacrificial lamb. We'll put her up against Trump. It'll be extremely embarrassing. We'll lose massively, and then we have 4 years to reform. Political parties go through that. Kind of like, the Republicans with Mitt Romney. It was like, well, that was stupid. We tried that. That was a failure. Let's reinvent. And then you had things emerging kind of like Tea Party, and all these things started happening. Then eventually MAGA, and a different vision emerges. Maybe the Democrats do that. All right, going to your comments now and to your questions. Melly Rich says, what are you talking about? I'm here to listen to Dr. Marshall, a long-time listener of him. Any problem with it? Any cue? I must have got into some live chat drama. Here's a first super chat coming in. This is from Sockeye 907. Dr. Marshall, major audio issues with this stream. I'm sorry to hear that. As you can see, I'm in a new setup here with a new soundboard. And I'm going to bring down, maybe there's too much gain. Hopefully that helps. I'm going to check in with Dan, find out if he's telling me anything about the audio. My guess is its connection. Might be the internet connection. I hope not. Is it video or just audio? If it's just audio, hopefully it's just, well, I guess neither are good. I'm going to keep going, but I apologize if we have bad audio. Hopefully y'all can still make out what I'm saying. But thank you for that info. Buffering audio. Interesting. Usually if there's a buffering issue, it's video and not audio. Terrible audio. I wonder if I should kill this stream and restart. Let me ask. I'll do a comment and a question right now, just to let y'all know. Comes in good. Everything's good here. I don't think there's any. Okay, so here is. Everybody's saying it's good. Maybe it's just some people having some. That's a bummer. People saying sound good. It's perfect. All right, I'm just going to proceed. You guys give me some comments and some questions and maybe it's just local. Name taken. Looks like they're trying to counter the momentum towards Trump after the attempt on his life by utilizing the unholy grail of diversity of a first woman president despite her poor record. Yeah, I mean, they are, but they need to realize that there is such a debacle. There's such a dumpster fire here. You know, it's not like with Obama, where they came in and there's like, it's a black man and man, he's so amazing. And did you hear his speech? And he's talking about hope and change. And this is exactly what we need. This is the the rapid decline of Joe Biden, mental decline, senile decline. And they've known about it. And they've been trying to hide it, like Weekend at Bernie's. And it came out in the debate. They thought if we pump him with enough drugs, if we take a whole week and we just make him rehearse his talking points and his lines, he can go up against Trump. He may not get an A+, but he can walk out with a B-, and then we can move forward. But once he got up on stage and he was speaking nonsense, his sentences, loser, dork, who masterminded and tricked the entire Secret Service. I think something more sinister was going on. Now that has failed and it's only made Donald Trump more popular. Talking points about being unburdened. What has been stuff she says. She doesn't have an intellect. She's not a good public speaker. And, you know, quite honestly, and I've heard many here is women. She's not technically, truly African American, and she's annoying, and she's not smart. It's a complete disaster. Thank you, Super Chat from Anita. Appreciate you. Audio. Huh. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let me check in with these guys here. Should I kill this stream? I'm going to ask about that. Every once in a while when you're on YouTube, they give you like a bad lane on the highway and it doesn't work. Okay, they're saying kill the stream. I'm going to kill the stream and I'm going to come back. I'm just going to check on a few settings here and then I'm going to kill the stream. I'll kill the stream and then I'll come back. So stay tuned. We will be back. Check it out at Dr. Taylor Marshall podcast on YouTube. I'll be back in a few minutes. God bless. Because of the audio video.